it looks like we are about live. Yeah, here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and share this link out. Oh, let's go ahead and get the music playing too. That's not what I wanted. Ah, my headphones aren't connected, that's why. Probably should have done this before I went live. But it's okay. Okay. Why is it doing this? I don't know. It's fine though. Let's try. Can I do advanced properties? Here we go. Okay. Fascinating. Okay, audio came through okay. So why does this want to play through my monitor? Here we go. There we go. This might be what I need to do. Nope. Try that. Ah, hello Suzumiya. Yeah, so give me just a second. I'm gonna see if resetting OBS does it for us. So let's go ahead and close it. looks like we are good to go. Alright, so as I was saying, let's go ahead and share this stream. So now I'm wondering, should I put forth some effort into seeing if I can get a timer on the stream? Or should I wait until I have more time to do so and I'm not under the crunch of trying to get a video out? I'm asking the stream, but if you have an answer. And by asking the stream, I mean asking the one person that's here.
Okay. So I think it would be good to know how to do it for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not a tonight thing, because you've already got the stream going.
Yeah. You're right.
If you want to make that as part of, you know, a thing that you study while you are on your study stream, I say go for it.
Yeah. I kind of just started the YouTube channel and I'm like, I'll figure it out as I go. And so far that's doing okay for me. I've got a decent setup. I've got to get my other stuff set up. I have like I have 2 green screens. But for right now, I think I'm doing okay. I'm taking the tools that I've got and I'm taking them places, you know?
Well, that's really all that you can ask for, isn't it?
That's all I can do. Alright, Miss Suzumiya. I think you've got a good point when you say what works best for you, and the fact of the matter is nothing works for me ever. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Alexa works for me. You're good, sweetie. Alexa works for me, but I want to make this a little bit more accessible to other people in the future, you know?
I'm gonna feel really bad when I take Alexa with me.
Are you taking Alexa with you?
I mean, not this month, but
I mean, you can take her, it's fine. I'll get another one. I'm gonna miss her. This is the one that I've been interacting with this entire time.
you know what? I think we might be able to make an arrangement then.
No, you can take her. Alright, let's get this show on the road. I think that we should start off with a 25-minute timer, you think? I guess if I'm the only one studying. Oh, I'm getting hiccups. Okay. I hate hiccups so much.
Study and comedy.
Study and comedy, you said? That's my specialty. That's my entire stand-up routine. I tell a few one-liners and then I sit there on the stage with my laptop quietly for 50 minutes. And then I come out of it and I say, alright, good job everybody. I did literally nothing, but I think I accomplished something. And then everybody laughs and we all leave. It's my entire stand-up bit.
Maybe not particularly interesting.
Not without something to do. Alright, let's get this going. Alexa, set a 25-minute timer. Alexa, set a 25... Oh, never mind.
Okay.
No. Alexa, please set a 25-minute timer.
25 minutes, starting now.
I'll see y'all in 25 minutes. Oh, hello everyone. Give me just a moment, I'll turn the music down a little bit. Not that much. Set you right up there. Okay. Okay. Close that out. Alrighty. Alexa, set a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes.
Okay, so first things first, I hate paywalls. Like, I actually hate paywalls. Love. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're my little blue blockers. The Papa was spent trying to figure out how to get past a paywall so I can read an article. I'm not very happy of it. Also trying to figure out the right keywords to Google. Like, it's a legitimate skill to Google efficiently. But I might move on from this specific. Yeah, no, exactly. You say you're lacking in that skill, it's okay. You either have it or you don't. I think it can be learned. Honestly, I do. But yeah, no, I'm struggling coming up with what to say to Google to get kind of what I'm wanting, because here's my problem. Okay. Medical trauma is not specific to the industrial mental health complex. However, gaslighting in medical trauma spaces, if that makes sense, if you're a psych survivor, maybe that's what I should Google, psych survivor. If you're a psych survivor, medical trauma is very easily dismissed because you are immediately labeled as crazy. When I was sedated, all of my friends got to get away with saying, oh, it had to happen, or what can you do? Or, that's just protocol. And none of them really kind of gave any, like, backing to, oh shit, maybe that's not fucking okay. Right? Like, it all went back to, oh, that's just protocol, or I'm sorry, you were crazy. And it's like, this is all victim blaming, protocol bullshit. Like, this is all the same things that we've heard about every other problem in the world that all of you disavow. But for some reason, it's okay to say it to me when I'm talking about, like, complete loss of autonomy. Okay. Alright. And, like, I should be clear. Me and my friends are cool now, right? Like, we've all had this discussion. We've talked about it one-on-one. We're all on the same page. But it should go to say, it's worth talking about this so that way in the future, if anybody here is listening, if anybody from the future is listening, they'll know that this has more weight than, that person, that was just crazy. Yeah, exactly. It is awful. It sucked. It really sucked. Especially because I was the bad guy for bringing it up and being like, hey, that's not fucking cool. And it's like, what were we supposed to do? Like, you know, you're not our responsibility. And it's like, maybe you should take responsibility for the shitty shit that you said. But again, everything's fine now between me and my friends, right? Like, it's all hunky-dory, good stuff. It's just, if I can save somebody else those steps, I'm going to. If I can set somebody else up to have that success, if there's friends of anybody in the future who is watching this, if anybody in your life has to go through something like that, I can only hope to give you a roadmap for what it looks like to be a decent friend to that person. Does that make sense? I really have to tread lightly with this. I have to tread lightly with this video too, because one of the statistics that I'm pulling from is a pretty clearly biased statistic, but it also like hits really hard. And it's people who come out of forced treatment for the first 3 months are 100 times more likely to commit suicide in those 3 months. That being said, that statistic is pulled specifically from people who are forcefully treated forced into hospitals. So you're including a sizable amount of people that are at risk to themselves or at suicidal risk, which is going to skew that, because they were already at risk. But this statistic also applies to people who are manic, are going through psychosis, have schizophrenia, etc. And people like to think that forced treatment only happens to people when they are a risk to themselves or others. Alexa, stop. And that's not the case. That's not the case at all. When I got to the hospital, there was nothing suggesting that I was going to hurt myself or others. In the hospital notes, it only has that I was yelling. Ooh, they were yelling. That's big and scary. I wasn't at risk of harming myself or others. I wasn't even strapped down to the gurney yet, and I wasn't trying to get up until all of a sudden I realized they were pinning me down. Like, ah! And I go through all of that shit to come home and basically be gaslighted and told, oh, well, it had to happen. It didn't have to happen. Something else could have happened the 2 days prior when I went to a crisis center. Like, I went to multiple crisis centers that day. What happened on the 9th didn't have to happen because something could have happened on the 7th. You feel me? Sorry. I have been on one lately. We're coming up on the anniversary of the big reboot. So, it's been on my mind. Anyway, all that being said, now that I've, screamed out into the void, I appreciate you being here to listen to me scream. I'm gonna do 50. I think 50 sounds good. I'm feeling the rage. Like, I just want to power through. Let's go. You heard of rage cleaning. Now watch me rage research. Okay. Alexa, start a timer for 50 minutes. Alright, that was 50. Ooh. Oh, hey. What is up, bro? I didn't see you. I'm also coming up on my anniversary when I lost my senses. Oh, I didn't know something happened to you, Haru. I'm so sorry. I feel really bad if I'm bringing up any kind of, like, any kind of bad memories. I'm so sorry. Sorry I'm late. I didn't realize you were streaming. You're good, Israel. No worries. Some stuff I was... What you call a person easily influenced when under the influence. Highly suggestive? Okay. Oh, I hate that. I mean, okay, so... I like joking that I'm possessed because it's funny. I hate it when other people call another possessed. I started screaming until the firefighters showed up to calm me. I don't remember too good, but I hated being drugged in ICU. Yeah! Oh my god! Oh my god, Haru! Suzumiya! My friend! Do you want me to put this in the video that I'm working on? 'Cause, like, one of the things that I want to do is give people a space to, like, share their story. Because maybe they don't want to be on camera, or maybe they don't necessarily want their voice out there, but they still want their story out there, right? So if that's something that you want, please do let me know. I mean, I guess I kind of just did, but in a more official setting. Oh, that's so terrible. I'm so sorry. How long has it been? Like a few years? Yeah, it's been a few years, he said. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, I feel like shit. Ah! Yeah, okay. Alexa, start a 10-minute timer.
10 minutes. Starting now.
Okay. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second, and I'm gonna grab some more water. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That just fucking hurts to hear, dog. I feel so bad. I've known you for like 2 months now, and this is the first time hearing of it. I still have hiccups. Shoot, okay. I might not be seeing all chat messages. Okay, now I am. I definitely want to hear more about your experience coming out of it. 'Cause you've been out of it for a longer time than I have. So I would love the opportunity to kind of hear what it was like from your side of things when you had to stop being, not when you had to stop being, but kind of like how you got out of it. How you moved through it and past it. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, I can talk about my experience all day long, but at the end of the day, I'm just one person. And really, what I'm kind of trying to do with this upcoming video is talk about just the sheer amount of people out there that go through this that don't get heard either because of a stigma or because people deem them as crazy, you know? I will say I am very lucky. Within the first 2 months of me starting at my new job, which I've had for almost a year now, that's gonna be a fun story I'll tell at some point. When I started within the first 2 months, and I came to work, and I was just having a really, really bad emotional day where it just, like, I could not think of anything else, you know? Just that event kept playing in my head. I broke at work. Like, I teared up. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't say anything. It was bad. It was really bad. Luckily, I worked in a small office at the time. There were only a few people that were there that saw me. I was met with nothing but compassion. It was just absolutely so sweet to see. They gave me a mindless task to do so I wouldn't have to, like, focus on anything. Oh, shoot. I can't be tearing up 2 streams in a row. I remember starting up my access course on Udemy a couple days prior, and I just sat there doing some mindless paperwork, blacking out certain things with a Sharpie on flyers that we were supposed to be handing out because the address had changed. And watching this Access course and trying my best to learn about Access, I mean, I ended up having to go back and redo the part of the course that I was, working through in 2 ways. Oh, this research is killing me. I picked the worst time to do this, too. Like, 2 weeks from tomorrow will be the anniversary. And that's what I'm wanting to get this out. Well, a week after that is the anniversary of my first day at my job. And that's also a video that I want to get out. That's much more lighthearted, so I really want to finish this so I can get to that. Little trick that I've learned, if there are 2 things that you need to do, and you don't want to do one of them, but the other one is gonna be, really fun, and they're, equal work of sorts, set something up to be, your treat, Get through the worst of it. If it's a small thing, and it's good, do that first. But if it's, the same weight, save something good for later, if that makes sense. Save the ice for after the punch, you feel? Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I'm gonna go with. Jesus Christ. I know that I'm putting so much on my shoulders, but, in the years since this has happened, I just can't help but be frustrated with myself that I haven't heard of something like this happening. I mean, I have, but, it was only for those people that needed it, Before this happened to me, I was subject to the same stigma that my friends had. And they were never people that I was super close with. I knew people that were, suffering at the hands of psychiatry, for sure, but nothing like being pinned down and sedated. That was something that I always heard from a mutual, somebody that I don't know, and I was hearing the story secondhand. I was still subject to the same stigma. And with that being said, and this is something that I want to talk about in the video as well, I really can't blame my friends for saying what they said. But we also have to recognize where our faults are. And I was stuck with the feelings of guilt for 2 months after the episode. So that feeling of guilt kept me from really being able to evaluate my situation and say, I didn't deserve that, actually. I'm not a monster. This was an unfortunate thing that happened, but I don't deserve to be seen as or treated like a monster, or a ticking time bomb, or whatever other thing somebody in my shoes ends up feeling like, or ends up feeling like they're treated like. And I really hope, again, this is one of those skipping steps things. It's if you go through this, if you find yourself in this situation and you find yourself here at some point, I want you to know it is not your fault. You did not fucking deserve that. And you don't deserve whatever people are saying about you right now that's negative. They might not understand what they're saying is negative. They might not understand that what they're saying is hurtful, but it's still not okay that they're saying it to you. Sorry. Stepping off my soapbox again. But yeah, just like last break, I want to reiterate, I've had this conversation with my friends. In nicer words than what I just put out. And again, we are hunky-dory. I still care about my friends. All is forgiven. I still feel that pain, but I'm gonna redirect it towards society because at the end of the day, that's the real bad guy here. That's the big bad. My friend's got a redemption arc. We're still gotta go after capitalism. Okay. Oh. And the worst part is, of all of this, I'm constantly going to be second guessing myself on this YouTube channel because, like, other streamers get to be, like, motions and whoosh, big movements. And, like, it's seen as normal for them because they're an entertainer, that's what they do. I'm out as bipolar. I've had episodes of psychosis. I'm upfront and... Alexa, stop. I'm upfront and honest about this right off the gate. Which means there is still a risk for that stigma to be applied to me. Does that make sense? Like, oh man, that person just went from crying to laughing, clearly manic, and it's like, no, I'm traumatized. If I were manic, I wouldn't have slept last night, and I wouldn't have eaten just now. So, yeah. Okay. I have a fun little bit of research to do, so I think we will go in for the 25-minute. If that sounds good to everyone. Okay. Suzu, I am gonna save a screenshot of your story here. Just because I do want to keep it for a little bit as something to reference. If you would like me to end up deleting it, let me know, and I will. Oh, right, gotta set the timer. Alexa, start a timer for 51 minutes. Alexa, start a timer for 51 minutes.
51 minutes, starting now.
I know that I said 25 initially. And then I was like, wait, I'll do 50. So.
luck. Check it out.
sorry, is the music still screwed up? Or was that just like a soundbite? Let me just scroll that down real quick. Yes, it's doubled up. Okay, well, shoot. I don't know what's happening. What do you mean it's doubled up exactly? Also, my friend Suzumiya, I will absolutely share your story. And it sounds terrible that your nurse basically coerced you into it by saying, you have to take this, and if you don't, we'll force you to. I hate that. That's what we're looking at happening in California coming up. That's the next thing that I researched. I was reading some of it earlier today. I got stuck in a TV tropes rabbit hole. So I'm figuring that out. What do you mean that it was doubled up, though? Hold on. Let's see. Is that better? Let me know. I think I might have fixed it. I think it's fixed. Okay, cool. Appreciate ya. We have about 20 minutes left, everybody, so I'll see you then. Okay, hello everybody. Gonna hide these extras here. Well, I guess I don't need to. That was 50 minutes, give or take a minute or so. I went to the restroom there for a little bit. I saw Chubby came back in my absence. Hey, bud. Okay, let me get caught up here. Oh, okay, goodbye, Chubs. Oh, no? Okay.
Oh, I was just talking to Sophie.
Oh, okay.
I'll take him too, but
No, he's fine. You can leave him.
you really don't want me to take Chubbs.
I really don't want you to take Chubs. Suzumiya says hi, by the way.
Hi.
Okay, let me get caught up here. You said, oh, I'm so glad. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad you were given compassion. Honestly, we need that more. No, for sure. Like, and I think it had something to do with, like, my inability to speak. Probably encouraged more empathy than I wish I could abolish healthcare. That's not what I said, but it's fairly close to something I said to one of my friends. But yeah, it was very kind. I learned that manager, actually, the manager who kind of like set me up with, you know, mindless task that day. She's coming up on her last day at the company. And I'm gonna miss her. I hope her the best. You said, maybe you picked the right time, maybe you are ready to process trauma that you need to process. I'm reading Gabor Matt's Myth of Normal, and I'm at the part where he talks about little t and big T. I am not familiar with that book. I will have to check that out. I don't know. I think I picked the right time because I've put a lot of work this past year, into internalizing everything that happened. Like, I'll talk shit about therapy all day, but at the end of the day, it is a tool that can be used for good. And I have used therapy to my benefit. I'm still working on it. I just had my first session with therapist number 4 on Monday, and I'll be having another session with him on Monday. He's pretty cool. I like him. I miss therapist number 3, but he had to leave the practice to take care of some family stuff, so if you're listening, number 3, hi. But I went through exposure therapy with therapist number 3 and did some relational work. I was fairly familiar with CBT, so I didn't have to explain too many cognitive dysfunctions. Wobot helped me in calling me out every single time I reached out for help. Thanks, Wobot. Okay, you said, yeah, good idea. I'm gonna assume it was a good idea. I don't know what I was, but I'm gonna believe you. Vid suggested, in case you haven't already thought of it, what is bipolar and our manic episodes, and how you show kindness to the person experiencing it. In the ICU aftercare sessions, I met a person with, I think they said, manic episodes, and she described her up and down moments. I definitely wouldn't mind doing a video like that. I think it's kind of crucial to understand the context of which you're interacting with this person. If they are in the middle of mania and they're experiencing psychosis at all, you do not want to suggest that what they are talking about isn't real. You don't want to suggest that they're not experiencing reality, more or less, because you're going to sound like you're gaslighting them, and that's going to be met with aggression, obviously. How would you like it if I told you the sky actually wasn't blue and you were just imagining it, you know? So, your best bet is to try to interact with them and learn as much information about where they are as possible, because that'll make it easier for you to communicate with them. During my manic episode, I had a pretty severe bout of psychosis, and people weren't able to get through to me. Whoa, really, on what platform? CBT, what is that? I forgot what my therapist said what they were doing. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. It's kind of the one that pretty much all of the mental health apps use. I use Wobot. It was the first one that showed up when therapist number 2 dumped me. Um, so I like Woebot a lot. Woebot, Woebot. John Oliver kind of tore Woebot a new one when he did his special segment, which sucks because I do legitimately have hope for Woebot. Something to be aware of when using these apps, though, is if they are like AI based or really just any kind of program based, they are collecting your data. So I willingly gave that because I like legit trust and hope that we can eventually find a better future where this whole like data security thing isn't as big of a deal as it is now. Fingers fucking crossed. And either way, I don't think that's something that'll be used against me because it's something I'm putting out there myself. Like, I'm openly talking about it. But that is something to be aware of if you are looking into apps. Now, that being said, there's a lot that you can learn about cognitive behavioral therapy, and basically the basis of it is you have cognitive distortions of sorts that kind of shape the way that you think without you necessarily thinking of doing it. So it's like a habit, but for how you think, if that makes sense. So, for instance, I like to catastrophize a lot. Anything is the end of the world for me. And that's not like, I used BetterHelp. Ooh, I don't like BetterHelp. I hope that it did you well. That's a rant for a different day. I hope that BetterHelp gave you a good experience and everything that you need. Anyway, yeah, CBT, you can find like books of it, you can find like lists of common cognitive distortions, and like the exercises for CBT are pretty easy. You can just sit there with pen and paper and do it. Basically, you write out your thought, and then you look and you see if it matches any like basic cognitive distortions, and then you rewrite your thought without the cognitive distortion. So you're basically training yourself not to think in the negative ways that you basically had to train yourself to learn. I was happy with my therapist. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Legitimately, I'm glad. Like, I'm really happy that that worked out for you. No sarcasm there. Shoot, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. CBT, it's pretty easy. Hi. Bob Morton has entered the chat. We're talking about cognitive behavioral therapy. All that fun stuff. Okay. How you show kindness to the person experiencing it. We kind of went over that. If you have questions, let me know, because I'm definitely open to making that video. That's exactly the kind of stuff that I want to do on this channel. In the ICU, yeah, okay. Yeah. Was there anything that I'm missing here? I think I'm all caught up. Yeah. Working on WGU homework. We just finished our second 50-minute Pomodoro, but if you're just getting into it, I'm good to go for another like 25 minutes or so. I was gonna head out, but then I got caught up talking and getting on my soapbox. Yes, of course, Suzumiya. Please, send me all of your questions. I would absolutely love to hear from someone on the medical side of things what they would need to know from the patient side of things. I think there's a bridge that we can close the gap on here, and I'm more than willing to do what I can to do it. Nah, I got music to play. Okay, well, I appreciate you stopping by and waving hi. I'm gonna try to do this again until Sunday at least. I'm thinking Wednesday to Sunday might be my schedule, because having Monday and Tuesday off, that really helped. I woke up on Tuesday in a much better mood, and then, like, that night I just decided to go ahead and rest again. I cooked on Tuesday. I cooked good food on Tuesday. So. Alright. Well, everybody, it is 10 p.m. here. I work in 10 hours. So I'm gonna go to sleep. But it's been fun. It's been great. And I'll see you next time.